Hi, my name is Andalee, and I'm creating a response video to some other videos I've seen about NFT art. If you have not run across my channel before, I usually talk about watercolor art. I have a lot of art tutorials. If that kind of thing is what you're into and you want to see traditional art skills translated into the digital space or how to create NFTs, then this channel is totally for you. Please do a thumbs up and subscribe if you're into it. This video, however, I'm going to be responding to those artist videos where people are talking about how much they hate NFT art and why they do. This first thing that I'm going to discuss is something that I find a little bit offensive. They were saying that NFT art does not give back to the community. Now, I'm going to give a rebuttal, and this is my opinion entirely. I've worked in graphic design for 13 years, and I've had to carve out a space for myself prior to the NFT craze happening. And I think that NFTs actually make it easier to create a career in art. That's my opinion, however. But this person was arguing that NFTs are strictly monetary and they're only for the person who purchases them. I disagree. That can be the case if someone buys a copy of an artwork and they don't share it with anyone. That's totally fine. That's their prerogative. But that happens with fine art as well. You keep it in your home, you keep it privately. If you choose not to display it, then you don't display it, so no one sees it. NFT art can definitely be shared with the community, and there are many more ways. In fact, I would argue that NFT art is more flexible because it can be used in more ways than traditional art. This is how. If you purchase a digital piece of artwork and you choose to display it in a museum or in an exhibit, and you're sharing a copy of that artwork, you're actually able to do that in more places. You can share that artwork in an event venue on a monitor. You could share it on a monitor in a museum. You can share it in a metaverse. Now we know that people are sharing their art in curated events online. You can share it in your own home. You could take it to a party and put it on a monitor so everyone could experience it, in conjunction with like music and lights and theatricals. So I would argue there's actually more flexibility in sharing and giving back to the community and having more people experience that art than there is with traditional art, because you're not going to see someone taking a $3 million painting off the wall and taking it to someone else's house while they're having a party. Or, there's a lot of art that's been in basements for decades where people have kept it hidden because they're so terrified someone is going to steal it. Now, NFT art transactions allow people to, mint the artwork and then share it with others if they want to. So it's actually pretty awesome. You could share a piece of artwork that no one's ever seen, and it could be sent to a museum and it can be shared now. I also argue that would give back to the community in a lot of ways, because now, it can be curated in many different ways. It can be experienced and it can be studied. And the owner simply has the rights to the artwork. So that was one argument that they said. And then the other one was tying the NFT craze to the corrupt art sales and auction industry like Christie's. And I would really say that this is such a blanket statement and an overarching umbrella to blanket a new technology, and that anyone who is claiming that the entire NFT industry is the same thing as what we've experienced for the last how many decades, where people do money laundering, is just way too much of an overarching statement. Like, you would have to back that up. You would have to prove it. And I didn't hear very much proof in the video that NFTs are the same thing. It was more of like a political commentary on how capitalism has created this new corrupt space for art sales. I know that a lot of art value is subjective, but I think that any artist who's going to steer you away from doing NFT art has an agenda and a reason why they're not doing it with their own art, and that's their personal reason. But I don't think anyone should be trying to influence or steer people away from something that could make their career be incredible. It could advance your career in some way. And a lot of NFT sales actually happen from that artist's personal following. So, you know, when an artist says that NFT sales are corrupt, they're not looking deeper into the industry to figure out how these sales are actually happening. And I actually know because I've put up NFT art for sale myself, and I can vouch for the fact that if you don't have a following and you don't have you know, super fans who are interested in purchasing that artwork, you're very unlikely to sell it. So I think that established artists are the ones that are selling it to their own fans. Now, I'm also not saying there isn't corruption. There's definitely corruption, money laundering. There's all of the bad things happening, but I'm just saying I don't believe that the entire industry is doing that, or that selling copies of your artwork that are minted through a transaction that can be traced and proven later is bad. I don't think that's bad. That's just my personal opinion though. So I hope that this video was interesting to you. Please let me know what you think. If you're more on the side of the argument that NFT craze is more about money laundering, or if you'd like to know more about NFT art, I'm actually going to be doing a crash course on how to make NFT art, because I really truly believe that artists should make their own decision. And if that's the direction they want to go with their career, then I just want to be the facilitator to help you learn the skills necessary to digitize your art or to create something that will work in the market. So let me know down below what you think. Do you think it's a scam? Do you think it's really bad? Or do you think it's like the coolest thing that's ever happened for artists? And I'll see you later.